I don't know about you, but it's a really special moment when you have the right people come into your life that just kind of match the same energy as you, the same positivity as you, the same outlook on life as you do, the same hobbies, the same interests. And it's even more special when these particular people are able to contribute to your life in a way that you have been wanting to. So, what I mean by that is, as I have been learning to improve myself internally, as a human, as a person, being more available for my family, understanding what my priorities are, my responsibilities, but not making it so it's stressful, making it so I am making myself readily available for everything that's important to me in my life, but with a positive mindset. And a lot of times it's really hard to do that when the people in your life are being negative or they're telling you certain things that are swaying the decisions that you make, even though you might be really excited about doing something. They might be discouraging you and telling you, well, you're never going to be capable of doing that. That's impossible. How are you going to be able to pull that off? You don't know how to do these things. You didn't go to school for this. You need a degree for that. Like you get these different mindsets of people, and sometimes they don't mean to be this way, right? Sometimes they're family members and they're just in their own safety net, in their own comfort zone, and they're looking out for you. And the only way that they know how to do that, they may just are looking out for you because they don't want to see you fail at something, right? But at the same time, that's not the kind of encouragement that you need when you feel so passionate about something that you want to start in your life. Or maybe you found your purpose and you're trying to move toward that and you just don't have the right support system behind that. Again, this could be family members just trying to talk you out of it because they're trying to protect you, or these could be friends that are trying to protect you, or they could just be people that really just want to put you down and want to see you fail. And there's a lot of people, unfortunately, out there that are like that. Terminology, they get off on seeing people fail. It actually makes them feel good knowing that somebody else is failing, maybe because they feel like more for them or they just enjoy it. I don't really know. That's never really been me, so I don't really know how that feels or why somebody would want to be that way. But the point of what I'm trying to get at is when you start really focusing on yourself and you start improving yourself and you have more awareness and consciousness of your life and removing those limiting beliefs that you have that you can't accomplish something and that something is too far out of your reach, and you switch that to say, I can't accomplish this. This is not too far out of my reach. Everything works out for me. When you start shifting your mindset, not only do you start to change, but the people around you honestly start to change as well. So, what's really interesting to me is I have a couple friends that are normally pessimistic and they don't have very positive outlooks on things that they find that are difficult. But as soon as I started changing who I was and I started changing my mindset and having a paradigm shift on my thought process, that things do work out for me and I can accomplish anything. And honestly, in my mind, the way that I think now, there is no lack and limitation, only abundance. Because once you hit that that part of your life where you are trying to gain more awareness and consciousness, and you have fallen into that new identity, that's the way it should be. You should be thinking that there's no lack and limitation. You should be thinking that, nothing is impossible for you. The outcomes of whatever you are thinking are absolutely plausible. It's a life of abundance that God has always wanted for us. So I find it interesting that those people, because I changed, their energy started to change a little bit. And I noticed that when I'm positive, it's very contagious. They start thinking a little bit more positive. And even if they start with some of the pessimistic, mindset that they want to deliver to me, I notice they kind of pause because it's almost like they know they can't break through my positivity. It's almost like they know no matter what they say, you're not going to break through my thoughts now. Like I'm at a point where I feel really confident and I feel really like capable of doing anything that I want. And because I am constantly in that mind frame, I'm constantly in that thought process, and they have tried to penetrate that before. It's almost like since they know it's impenetrable now, they don't even try. And as a matter of fact, they started shifting, and I have influenced their energy, and I see more good things coming from them, more positive speak coming out of their mouth when they speak to me and other people. So when they say, that, you're contagious, like your energy is contagious, and your enthusiasm can be contagious, and positivity can be contagious, and negativity can be contagious. It's absolutely true. I think our energy does influence other people because I have seen that happen with my friends and colleagues and other people around me and even family members. So it's pretty incredible that you have so much power that you don't even realize that you can actually make things better for other people by just being you in a positive state, in a more in a more in a more better mindset of not having lack and limitational thoughts. And I think I know that from that energy, this is how we can improve this world, and we need more of it. What I also find fascinating is I worked at the YMCA a while back, and unfortunately, this YMCA had to shut down, and I was the wellness director there. And a lot of the members from that YMCA have shifted over to the new gym that I work at, or work out at, I should say, not work at. And, I talk to them and I see them. Some of them were just really not great people, really not nice people. They were always coming into the Y complaining about different things. All they wanted to do was literally find other people that could be in their complain bubble. And that's all they did for like 2 hours. They wouldn't even work out. They would just sit there, talk, and complain about politics and things that were going on in their lives and the pain that they're going through. And I'm not going to put anything. I know pain can be, pretty intense for some people, and I'm not going to, diminish that, but it would just be constant complaining, but it's amazing how you see those groups of people just form together. But at the same time, I would see positive people, and they were around positive group of people, and they were formed together. So you do attract the type of energy that you are. And again, if you look at history, and I look back on my life, and I did this in the previous episode, there's so much evidence to prove the different things that I am thinking now. And there's so much evidence to prove that, positive energy attracts positive energy, and negative energy can attract negative energy. But I also know that my positive energy can help change that negative energy as long as I stay consistent with my positivity, with my positive outlook on life. And I speak that way and I act that way. And my actions, are consumed by other people in the sense that they maybe want to be more like I am, not like me, but how I think and how I talk and how I just don't let things get to me. And I stay patient when other people might be pressing and trying to control an outcome. I relax, I have faith, and I allow things to develop. And usually it works out really well for me. Um, and what's interesting about that, and I started talking about the gym, is some of those people that were constantly complaining and honestly not very nice, and to a certain extent, they came up to me and they actually started talking to me, and they were a delight. They were amazing. And it's impressive to me because I worked there for quite a while, right? I think about 7 or 8 years, and these people had never changed. They were always the same people going to the front desk complaining about just the craziest things, and really just never really had anything nice to say about anybody. But now I see these same people, and because I've been so consistent in my thought process and how I want to, express my positivity and that positive energy I have and that internal love that I have for everybody, I am starting to attract that. And I'm also starting to bring that out of people. And it's amazing to me. Never thought about this. And there's just one gentleman who, honestly, I know he didn't like me because I constantly, had to tell him things that he did not want to hear as far as abiding by certain rules at the Y. Um, he was a pleasant person to talk to over the last couple, maybe 2 months now. When I see him in the gym, he waves to me and says hi. And I'm wondering, did he go through something, personal that maybe changed his personality and made him more of a gracious person and a good person in a way of saying that. But it wasn't just him. It was the group of people that he usually congregated with are now at this new gym because it was the closest gym to go to since this one, the YMCA, shut down. And when they see me, they're all like that. And it's not just them. It's out in town too. When I'm walking around, like people are just randomly saying hello to me. People that have their heads down, and I can see that as they're walking, their head will come up and they will say hi with a smile. And as soon as they pass me, their head goes right back down again. And it's almost like I can tell that my frequency, like my vibration is just completely different, that my surroundings are reacting to me. And I heard it so much when I first started learning about the law of attraction and how we attract the things that we want based on our thoughts and, how we're thinking and our energy and, our emotions. But seeing it work in other people and seeing how my surroundings are now kind of unfolding and evolving to match my positivity and my energy, it's incredible. And it's the same thing, like even at work, like I work out a lot, and it's something that I do for me personally because, issues I had with the military, it's almost like my medicine. It keeps me grounded. It keeps me sane. And honestly, it's excellent for you. If you're not working out, you really should. You'll see a huge difference in your attitude and everything else. But I've been doing this since I was 15 years old. I'm in my 40s now. So it's not something new I've been doing. But I also noticed that at my job, when I first got there, not a lot of people I noticed were working out or trying to improve their lifestyles. And over that time I've been there, I noticed that has also changed. There's more people wanting to eat better. There's more people working out. It became more of a culture in the environment of my job where people are now going to the gym at lunchtime and, doing CrossFit, and they're pre-making meals and bringing them into work. And I'm not saying it's me, but I do think that there's influenced behavior because of the way that I act, and they see how positive some of the habits that I have within my workouts and the way I eat. It kind of reflected back on them to think about certain things, and it happens to me too. I see what other people are doing, if it's positive, it sparks my interest. It makes me think, be like, wow, it makes them happy. I wonder about that. This guy I work with, Jacob, really nice guy. He's one of the managers, and come to find out, he's an avid book reader. I was out of town. I came back and I asked him, how everything is going. And I was like, what did you do last night? And he's like, I didn't even turn on the TV. I'm like, really? I'm like, why is that? And he's like, well, I was reading. I was like, you were reading? I didn't know you enjoyed reading like that, because normally people nowadays like to pop on Netflix and stream their favorite TV shows or watch a movie, and most people nowadays are stuck to a screen as soon as they get home, and that's what they're doing until they go to bed, right? It's kind of the norm. It was almost refreshing to hear that Jacob is an avid book reader, and because I heard him say that, and this is something that I've wanted to implement in my own life as far as, start reading more and educating myself by reading more, I started doing the same thing. And I gotta be honest, it's kind of nice. Last Saturday, I was out back in the backyard. I situated myself. I told myself, this is the seat that is gonna form my new habit. Every time I sit down in this seat, I'm gonna read a book. And that has helped me with that transformation of wanting to become more of a book reader. But I wouldn't have really ignited that mindset or that want if I didn't hear Jacob say that. It was almost like, wow, okay, there are people out there that instead of watching TV at night, they sit down and they read a book. And I asked him, like, what are you reading? And he is trying to educate himself further on sales techniques and, different ways in the sales market, because that's what we do. We do marketing and sales. And that was commendable to me. And I was like, man, I needed to hear that. Like, I needed to hear that from him. And sometimes we just need to hear things from other people to encourage us to do things, especially the way that they said it and the way that he he expressed it to me like it was really exciting for him. Like he likes it, he enjoys it. You could tell it's almost like his go-to to kind of reboot and refresh himself. Even though it could be looked at as, continuing his work when he gets home, but it's not, because it's something that he enjoys to do. So I think my point of all this is that your energy is absolutely contagious, and who you are can change other people and vice versa. But it is going. I think you're gonna be pleasantly surprised that when you start removing the negativity and the limiting beliefs and the identity that you can't accomplish something, and then and that this is too hard. I don't know how to do this, so I'll never be able to accomplish it, and I got to go to school for this and this. And once you realize that all that doesn't matter, it really comes down to your thoughts, your positivity, and getting in the moment of the feeling and allowing that feeling to move you in the right direction toward an action. Everything will change. And because it feels so good to be in that moment and to be in that energy, that the synchronicities of the right people coming along with the same mindset as you, or the same people that have the same interests and hobbies as you, and they come into your life and they make up for some of the weaknesses that you may have because they have those strengths. It's pretty incredible how it all unfolds. So don't stop yourself if you're on this path to trying to better yourself and have a higher level of consciousness and awareness. Keep at it. Keep at it. It's absolutely worth it. You know how they tell you, like, there's certain signs, right before you manifest something. I think there's a sign in which that you're on the right track toward becoming a more positive and abundant person. And I think that has to do with seeing your surroundings kind of unfold in the life that you are trying to attract. And the right people in that life will start coming to you, and random people will start reacting to your energy. Random people that you don't even know. And I'm telling you, I'll just be walking through a store, walking down the street, and people look at me, and all of a sudden they just have this huge smile, and they're just like, "Hey, how you doing? How's your day going?" I don't know these people. I didn't even expect them to say anything based on the demeanor at which they were walking closer to me. And as soon as they get close, like, everything changes. You see a smile come, like you see their eyes open, like you see, it blows my mind that we have this kind of, I'll call it power, but this power is good. It's positive. It's life changing in a way that people will just kind of react to you. So stay on track. Don't deviate. You're getting close, but know that you will start seeing this happen. And when it does, it's a great thing. It's a great feeling. And the world it's starting to be your oyster, because the way that you influence other people in a positive way can change the world. So appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Hope you found some value in this video, and I'll see you in the next one.